Hey everyone, it's Anson here from Weekend Garage. Today I'll be showing you guys the difference between a OEM 4th gen HALDEX filter versus an aftermarket filter. The cost difference is $20 versus $130. Prices are listed in Canadian. So I'm going to open both up and you guys can compare to see if it's worth a large price difference. This is the OEM factory one. It's made in Europe. Specifically, it's made in Hungary. This one is the aftermarket filter. There's the part number. And this one is made in Asia. So I'm going to open both up. You guys can compare and find detail. The filter pleats, the fitment, the hardware, and we're going to weigh both as well. Let's start off with the aftermarket filter. It comes with the filter itself. Stainless steel screws, and also it comes with a new end piece and the dual gaskets. I'm going to show you guys side by side compared to the factory one. This is the original Borg-Warner filter. Let's see if the quality is 5 times, just like the price. I'm going to put these together so we don't mix it up. There's been other videos comparing these filters, but they're very biased. Because after they show you that the OEM is better, they actually sell the OEM filter. So it's a very biased review. They actually profit from selling the filters. We don't sell filters. I'm doing this for my own car, so I just bought both to compare and show you guys if you guys are going through the same process. These are the screws from the factory kit. Let me show you guys the aftermarket side by side. Right side, it's aftermarket. Left side, it's factory. It uses the same thread size and bit size. It is very similar. The only difference between the two is this one on the left. The factory actually has a washer. You can probably peel back the washer from the original one if you're not changing out the screw. But the slight variation here is there's 2 washers, one for each OEM screw. That's the difference in terms of the screws. Now we're going to get the end piece. The left one is the OEM. The right one is the aftermarket. Almost got mixed up myself here. Once I put it down, because they're so similar, check it out side by side. There's a number 3 inside the OEM one. And on the aftermarket on the right, there's no 3. In terms of the metal finishing, you can see, check it out. The right one is the aftermarket. It actually has a nicer finish around the edge. Right there versus the OEM one. The OEM one actually has a rough finish around the edge. There's the other side. It's a lot more rough on the OEM one. Check it out. All around the edge. It's got some rough finishes. And on the aftermarket, it's a lot smoother. So the finishing is actually better on the aftermarket, I would say. Let's check out the insides. Left is the OEM, right is the aftermarket. They have the exact same holes in the same place. The plastic is more brownish on the OEM. So that's what they look like. all the way around. It's pretty much the same. Rubber texture on the gasket, they're both pretty soft. There is no significant difference between the two. It's the same softness, so we're going to weigh both to see the difference. First, we're going to weigh the OEM. 55 grams for the OEM cap. Aftermarket, 54, 1 gram off. Now I'm going to show you guys the actual pleats. The one on the left is the aftermarket. The one on the right is the OEM filter. Check out the part numbers. They're both very nicely printed on with the exact numbers. Left is more bold. This is the aftermarket. This is the OEM. I'm going to turn it around and you can inspect each grate yourself to make an informed decision. On the aftermarket, it even looks more dense because there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here there's only 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 4 pleats on the OEM, and on the aftermarket there's actually 5 pleats. So aftermarket has an even higher density in terms of filtration. All around it has the exact same serial numbers and prints. The aftermarket has an even higher pleat count. That is pretty impressive. The gasket is the exact same size. So this is the difference on the bottom. This one is the OEM on the right. Left is aftermarket. There's a pinhole in the bottom. Not a pinhole, but where they have the molding for the plastic. Let's check the top side. Exact same prints. There's a spring on the aftermarket. The spring on the aftermarket is for some Volvo models which require the spring. You can just pull it off if you don't need it for your vehicle. Now we're going to weigh both of these to see the difference. First off, we're going to weigh the aftermarket. 29 grams for the aftermarket filter. 27 grams for the OEM. So the weight could be heavier because there's a small spring on the aftermarket which you can pull out if your model doesn't require. The pleat count all around, it's 1 pleat higher than the OEM. OEM has 4 pleats all around, no matter how many times you turn it. There's only 4 pleats, 1, 2, 3, 4. And on the aftermarket, if no matter how much you turn it around, there's still 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's going to add up in terms of filtration. So it's up to you guys what you want to do with your HALDEX filter. Aftermarket is looking decent. OEM is looking decent. Better filtration on the aftermarket. And also better quality on this end cap on the aftermarket, surprisingly. So you guys can make your own judgment. We have purchased both, so we can install whichever in our car. If it makes sense in your area, you can get the aftermarket or OEM, depending on how rushed you are. Hopefully this video helped you guys out. Let me know if you guys got any questions. You can leave them down in the comments below, or email us directly at weekendgarage@gmail.com. Thank you for watching, everyone. Hope you have a wonderful day. Please like and subscribe for more tutorials.